Okay, hey guys. I'm hoping. I feel like you should be able to see me pretty good. I was gonna shoot this way, the opposite way, but it's messy over there. I figured this was like an even medium of like you kind of see in my studio space, and then you kind of don't. So, for anybody who's not familiar with the fact that I'm a doll artist, that's what you're seeing in the background. Those are not real babies just sitting on top of stuff. If they're dolls. So they're called Reborns. You can check out my other channel. For anybody who is familiar with me and my dolls and stuff like that, I'm in the nursery. So, but anyway, I was trying to hurry up and do a quick video. You guys know who I am, Kelea. So, aka TheWizKelea. And I'm sorry there's like a small gap between my first, like, starting my journey compilation video to this kind of like week 1/week 2 update. I was really trying to get a video done during my week that I was at home before I went back to work, but I was just tired, and then like, you know how when you get into relaxation mode or when you're trying to get back to real life, things just seem so busy, but it's like hindsight is 2020, because when you look back, it's like, dang, I wasted like 2 hours just like trying to catch up on social media, or like I was checking emails on my phone, and I'm just sitting, in the kitchen waiting for food to cook or something like that, and it's like I could have done a video. I think like that all the time. It's like you could do a video now, and that's why you see me in my chilling out shirt, so please don't judge me. It is Saturday. I got up this morning, I tidied a little bit, I made my kids breakfast and stuff, and then I was like, it was so nice. We had to go to the post office, like we ran a couple errands, we came home, and I was like, you know what, I'm a grill. I grilled hot dogs, made hamburgers from scratch and stuff like that, made a whole bunch of food so everybody can just eat on it all day. And then I was relaxing a little bit, and it hit me again like, ooh, you can make a video. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get up and make a video. It's like, all right, we get this update for you guys. So anytime you see this green Ninja Turtle shirt, you already know I'm in chill straight mode. So don't judge me. This is like my comfortable shirt, and I'm hoping like as these videos keep going, this becomes a nightgown. And it's already big on me now, so it's a 2X, and I don't wear 2Xs anymore. Even before my surgery, I'm really in like an XL, or like like a 1X XL. So yeah, let me try to like update you. We were in Mexico, as you know, for like 5 days. Came home on Tuesday of that week that we were there. And I was down for a week before I went back to work. This past week was my first week back at work, and it went okay. I'm good. I did some walking. That's the only thing I can do right now. I think everybody, that's pretty much standard across the board in terms of like exertion, is walking. You're supposed to take it easy. I'm not taking the steps at work. Of course, we have steps in the house. I don't worry about that. But at work, I just kind of take the elevator and just take it easy as possible. But what I've been doing is during either a break before my lunch or like on my lunch break, I'll go to the gym because there's a gym at my job, and I'll walk on the treadmill, or I'll walk my buildings. There's actually a path at my job. They have this mile path that people can walk if they want to take, a 15-minute break. And they have all these stickers that go across the campus to walk a mile. And I did that one day because we had one day of good weather here in Ohio, and then it became 30s the rest of the week, like 40s the rest of the week, and it was raining. So yeah. I am good in terms of like how I feel on the regular stomach wise. So like I don't have any more, I never had any pain. I was never exclusively in any sort of pain other than like pressure on my incision sites, especially when, I first came back from surgery. I wanted to lay on my left side because that's the best side, to reduce your liver size and stuff, but it was hard because the incision site, it's funny, the incisions on this side are not even that big, but it was actually very almost uncomfortable to sleep on that side. I still get to sleep on that side a lot, even in the bed, but I try because, when you sleep on your left side, it helps you relieve gas, it helps to reduce the size of your liver and all that good stuff, but whatever. But I never was in any pain for real. My biggest thing was nausea, which I think I talked about in the other video. And I think it mostly came from anesthesia. I was nauseous for like 2 days straight from the day of surgery and the next day. It took a minute for me to regroup. Once I was not nauseous, I was so much better. I was walking. I took my walks like a boss. And then, of course, by the time we got to the hotel, we stayed out that whole day. But I did good. When we went to the airport and stuff like that, I did really good. I started to deal with gas when I got home. I never really had an issue with gas in the hospital. Like, I had gas, of course, but it wasn't terrible. I feel like when I got home and I was, like, trying to eat and drink or whatever, I feel like I would have this gas in my chest where I wanted to belch, but it was like something was preventing it, and you would get this knot right here in your chest, and it's like pushing because you want it to come up, but you knew if you let it rip, you would either throw up or it would be like a painful belch. And it was terrible because, of course, you know, when it goes back down, it feels like it's like pressing your whole esophagus as it goes down. So I had a few days of that when I was on my down week. So, and I don't know if that was from food experimenting or like just gas. Now I feel like, I don't know how would I say it is now. Because now I'm eating and drinking, right? And I noticed that, like, of course it's different. You know, it's not the same as it was before. I can't drink. You know how, like, before if you were really, really thirsty, you could get a bottle of water or something. You could just down it. I can't do that. I can continuously drink as long as I'm sipping it and taking small swallows. It's the same thing for eating. If you take big bites, you're going to feel it when it actually hits your stomach. So I think if I accidentally take a bite too fast after the other, I do feel gaps of air. So there is a certain amount of like belching that happens, but it's not like to the point where it's like, ooh, you got to get this out. It's kind of like just regulated, and I think that's because getting back to normal. You know what I mean? Healing up, so to speak. So, trying to think what else on the food. So the whole time I was in Mexico, until I actually got home, I was pretty much on the clear liquid diet. I didn't do anything but liquids, and it's funny because I actually didn't eat a lot. I had in the hospital, of course, I did get broth. I only ate it one time, and I only ate maybe like a third or like maybe a half of the bowl that they brought. Other than that, I tried to sip water and apple juice. Those were the things that I liked the best. The Gatorade that they actually had at the hospital sucked. I didn't like it. It tasted salty to me, but it was orange, and I don't like orange flavor of anything really, so that could have been it too. It probably was good Gatorade. I just don't like orange, and then it was salty on top of that. Latoya had gotten me like medical grade rehydration water in like a strawberry kiwi flavor, which I drank, and she actually slipped in. I'm gonna just be honest. She slipped me some Sprite though, because when I was drinking, like I said, that regulating, like, you know, it's a new stomach, it's a new incision there, and it's trying to regulate what's going in and out of it. It helped to relieve the air pressure, because even though I wasn't using straws or anything, it seemed like air would get trapped in my stomach for some reason. That doesn't seem to happen anymore, but it felt like that in the first, like, you know, the time I was in the hospital, the 5 days, and then my first week home, it seemed like that. So I don't know if it was like that for anyone else, or I don't want to say it will happen if you're planning to get the surgery too. I just know that's what it felt like. Nothing happened to me. I will say this too, because I've been doing a lot of food experimentation, and I haven't had a lot of bad things happen. Sorry, I'm trying to think of things that I know people would ask. So like I said, I was on all liquids, and pretty much, you know, until I came home, the most I had was like some pudding. And what happened was when I came home, I started to experiment with like munching on different things. And then also, of course, we got things like Jell-O, more protein shakes, and like soups. So of course we can have soup. I met a doctor right the last day I was in Mexico, last night I mean, I was in Mexico, who was also a gastric surgeon. He was a plastic surgeon. He was double board certified. He did general surgery and plastic surgery. And he was telling me some good tips and like post-op care that he told his patients, because he was saying he doesn't give his patients a very strict diet after surgery. The whole time they're with him, of course, they're on clear liquid diet. He said that he always recommends his people stay, you know, I think it was a little bit extra because I think it might have been like that week, you know what I mean, with him. So you have a few days in the hospital, then he had a recovery house that was connected to his surgical clinic. And I guess that whole time where his patients are there, they're on like a clear liquid soda diet. So by the time you get home, I guess they could try solid and pureed food. But he was saying that he doesn't really have like a strict thing like, oh, in a month you can try solid food, because he said his big thing is you cannot eat and drink anymore. And I know everybody knows that. You know, if you're going to drink, it's got to be, you got to stop 20 minutes before you eat and then let your food kind of digest for 30 minutes, then you can start drinking again. And he was saying that what he tells everybody is take small bites and chew your food. And he said he tries to tell his clients to count to 20 or 30 in terms of chews. That way you know by the time you swallow it, it's going to be pureed anyway. So, because he said it's like luck of the draw. It's that everybody's different. So he's like, you know, you can say, oh, try these foods in this order. But he was like, you know, some people are going to take better to raw foods in terms of like raw fruits and vegetables, whereas some people can't take that at all. Because I was asking him questions about like sugar and why do they recommend sugar free for everybody, because in all my research, especially if you have any experience with dieting, sugar free and fat free stuff is supposed to be terrible for you. So I was like, why would they recommend that? And why do they keep telling us that, you know, you're going to be on sugar free for the rest of your time? And he was like, it's a recommendation because it helps to take away calories. This is from the doctor that was telling me this, and he was saying that some people will handle it differently than other people. Like I said, I had a little bit of Sprite while we were in the hospital, and I sipped on that in between the apple juice and stuff. I never had a problem. Since I've been home and things like that, I've tried different things. For me, bread, whether it's soft or toasted, is like the devil. It seems like whenever I eat it, I can eat like a little bit, but if I eat a little bit more than like one bite, it seems like it's like my stomach tries to start digesting it immediately, and I can feel it working. And there's no pain, but it's almost like it wants to get gassy. So for me, I haven't been eating bread for real. I don't know. But like I said, it's weird because if I only have one bite, or if I take a bite, right, and I chew it very thoroughly and I have one more bite and that's it, I'm fine. But if I were to take the whole 4 bites, because I feel like once I have 4 bites of anything, I'm pretty much full, it's like too much. But here's the thing. If I have something like ice cream, which everybody, whether you're on a full liquid diet or you're still doing clear liquids or milk-like liquids, you can have ice cream and things like that. I could eat more ice cream than I can anything else. Or like if I'm eating pudding, I could probably have 2 pudding cups. But if I tried to eat like 2 pudding cups of like actual food, I would never be able to do it. So that's what I mean in terms of like food experimentation, in terms of what I've been doing. So I would definitely talk to your doctors and whoever's doing your surgery and or your nutritionist before you start doing stuff, or just be really careful. I'm just giving you tidbits of what I'm doing because you might have either had surgery already, you might be getting surgery really soon, or you might have had surgery the same time as me. So you might be like exactly in the same spot. So I'm trying to give as much information that I think would be useful or that I would have asked myself, because I had a couple friends who had gotten the surgery, right? And they were like, oh yeah, you're going to want that donut, but don't eat it because you'll shit yourself. And I was like, what? Really? Like, that's crazy. But it's funny because I have tasted things and I'll have a bite or something and I had no issues. I don't know. So that's why I said I feel like I wanted to share the advice that the one doctor gave, because I feel like that more than anything has been helpful for me, because I remember the first time I tried some meat, I had cooked, I don't know, something like either it was chicken or some turkey or something, like a dish for my family for dinner, and I just tried some of the meat, and it seemed like there was some pressure, but I will say this, I don't know, I can't remember how well I chewed it. today, like I said, I grilled out and everything. And so I made hamburgers from scratch with, ground beef, turkey, and stuff. And when I chewed it, I don't, like I said, I'm not eating any bread. Had the patty, right? And had, small bite, counted to 20, went down. I was able to eat another bite, and it's like fine. So I feel like that's where I'm at. I'm trying to do a good mixture of like liquids though, and then food. Because of course the whole goal is to lose weight. So I'm not trying to push my limits to like how much can I eat of this or how much can I eat of that, or what's my limit of this. I've been really trying, not weary of anything like that. I've just been focusing on being satisfied. I don't know what it feels like yet to be full, because everybody's advice was to stop when you're satisfied, because you don't want to get to full, because if you go over that line on an accident, usually you vomit violently. That's what I've heard from everybody. Even the doctor that gave me that advice, I think his name, I want to say, it's not Oz, it's O. And I can't remember how he spelled it, but he's definitely a Mexican doctor. But the thing is, he actually went to Harvard. But he went back to practice medicine in his own country. So he, connected with me on Facebook. So he's a really good guy. But anyway, I just remember Dr. O was saying how chewing your food is really important. And, making sure you make the best choices you can make. Because he was like, a lot of times people will get complacent in what's easy to eat. And I was just thinking that because, like I said, I can eat ice cream or pudding really easily. But that's not going to be the best thing for me to eat because, we're supposed to focus on protein. So. But anyway, I hope that's enough rambling. I can't think of anything else of what I'm doing at the moment. I hope this is a good update. If you guys have any questions, please send me questions. I'm always going to put my email address in the bottom, in the description box. And, of course, you can comment questions. Because that will help me when I do an update video. I'm hoping I can do a Q&A video like a week. You know what I mean? I'll do my update video, and then maybe on Thursday or something like that, whenever the video uploads, a couple days later, I'll try to do a Q&A like, hey, these are some top questions I got this week. Here's the answers. So I still want to do a video of like, I want to say like, I guess all the pros and cons or like things to watch out for. Because I need to make a list so I can stay on topic and I'm not just rambling on camera. But hopefully that was a good update for you guys. And you know where I'm at. Weight wise, when I was in the hospital, I actually gained like 10 pounds, maybe almost 15 because of the IV. And it's funny because this IV site right here hurts a lot. If you saw the videos, I don't know if you can see it really good. I don't know if we did a close-up, but this hand was huge because you had to stay on the IV for so long. This hand had gotten huge, and they tried to move it to different spots, but my veins are small apparently. So I didn't have a good experience with them trying to rotate the IV, and they kept the IV in there as long as they could, but I think it was like the last day I was in the hospital. So that was like maybe day 3. So surgery day and then literally 3 days out, I was like, take this out. I can't deal. And it's like the IV site now. It's actually still hurting. But I'm now 4 pounds down. So it took however many days we're at. Like I said, I know I'm bleeding into week 2. I want to say I'm like 15 days post-op, but I'm not sure. That's why I was like, I'm kind of like, if this is kind of like week 1 update. But when I got home, I was still like 280 something because I had gained all that weight in the hospital. And this is probably TMI, but Aunt Flo came and I was like, this is like, I'm glad it didn't happen during my surgery recovery time. But it like started as soon as I got home, and I was like, and I always gain weight during that time of the month. So it took a minute for me to like come back down to my pre-surgery, which was like 275, or well, technically it was 279 when they weighed me that night in the hospital. I was 279, and then that's why I was like, I guess it could be 5 down. When I weighed myself this morning, I was 272. So I'm officially like losing weight now from like being in the hospital and getting all that weight from the IVs and then all that stuff. So So yeah, but I think that's it. So it's not like a huge weight loss right now, but of course, I know when I was actually watching some videos of other people that I watched who got the surgery, I know a lot of them mention that you don't really start losing weight until you get to working out, and you can't work out for 4 to 6 weeks. So I won't start working out until May. I don't think I'm gonna need to wait 6 whole weeks because um, I'm healing up really good. Like one of my incision sites, actually, the one that's right here, is completely closed. There's no scab, no nothing. Two of my other incision sites, the scab is starting to fall off, and so I can start my scar therapy, like Mederma, or I might get bio oil just to, try to reduce the scar as much as possible. And I just can't wait to start working out because I know, like I said, some other people that I watched, they pretty much mentioned that like they did lose a lot of weight in their first 4 months, like after surgery, but weight didn't really start coming off until they got back to their workout plan. So right now, I'm just walking. So that's why I said I'm trying to do a really good mixture of like liquids and solid food. So everybody's going to be in a deficit after you have the surgery. You take a couple bites of anything and you're full. It doesn't take a lot to get you full, and but I love it though. It makes me excited every time I eat because I can only eat a few bites, but it's nice being able to taste anything that you really want. But that sense of control or sense of being able to be like, that's enough. You know how I would always try to tell myself, okay, that's a good amount. Like, don't go over this. I don't have to do that anymore because it's like you can only take a couple bites anyway. So I love that aspect of the surgery thus far. I can't really say I've gotten hungry. I meant to mention that earlier too. I feel like it's like a gurgling feeling, but it doesn't even last very long. It's kind of like my body telling me that I need something. And a lot of times I'll try to drink before I even eat something to see if that subsides it. I hope that makes sense. It's not that I forget to eat or that my body doesn't know that it wants to eat, but I can't say I've had hunger pains at all like I had before. Like, if you've ever tried to do a fast or something, when you're hungry. It's like, okay, time. You might get a little lightheaded or something like that. It hasn't happened. So, I'm looking forward to that still going on too. So, but yeah, guys, I'm gonna sign off because I keep rambling about more stuff. But like I said, definitely don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and leave me some questions, and that way I'll come back and I'll do a Q&A video. See ya.